Hello, hello, beloved audience.
Where's the giant, Mansley?
God damn it. Jesus Christ.
So I just want to get this out of the order in case my audio doesn't sound up to par. I'm doing this off of my phone because my computer was taking too long to load up.
Watch it load as we're doing this.
It probably already is now, but I'm in my bedroom, so whatever.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I don't feel like getting up to look, but you know what? You gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah, essentially. So today we are talking about the Iron Giant, which is an animation that was released in 1999, directed by Brad Bird, and it was a bomb, big time.
It was the bomb.
Yeah.
Like, this film is still criminally underrated.
Oh, it's extraordinarily underrated. I actually saw this in theaters.
That you did. I forgot that you saw this in theaters, and once you said that, like, the memories kind of just came flooding in, because as soon as you got home, you were raving about this film.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And I didn't see it till maybe later that year when it premiered on Cartoon Network on their Sunday movie night.
There was a friend of mine. I haven't talked to him in years, but me and him were basically the same age. And for his birthday, he was like, "Let's go see the Iron Giant." I was like, "Cool." So his parents took us to see the Iron Giant, and it was neat.
Do you remember those Cartoon Network Sunday movie nights, though? How awesome that it was.
I do.
There's a lot of good stuff that they showed.
I think part of the problem with this movie was Quest for Camelot came out the year before.
Yeah.
And people didn't trust Warner Brothers Animation.
It's very sad. This should have put Warner Brothers Animation on the map to rival Disney. Because honestly, this was the better film of the two big studios, in my opinion.
Well, what came out for Disney that year?
Tarzan.
Oh, Tarzan?
Yeah. And I have problems with that film.
Yeah, and it makes no sense to me because you're a douche. Anyway.
You know what? Fuck you. I still maintain Phil Collins was slumming it. He's put out far better music.
Okay, now you're a monster.
I will die on that hill. Anything he released in the 80s is far superior than the Tarzan soundtrack.
Has anyone ever told you you're a hipster?
Yeah, fuck you. You know what? Because you know what? Our uncle agrees with me. His 80s stuff is light years superior.
He also doesn't shit on Tarzan the way you do.
I do shit on Tarzan quite a bit. Yeah. And I will die on that hill.
You're a menace.
Fuck you.
Anyway, so let's talk about this movie. So this movie takes place in 1957. And it starts with some sort of object in space. Like, I don't know.
I think it's Sputnik. I think it's Sputnik.
It very well could be. It doesn't say,
but there's the Russian symbol on it. So, and it does look like Sputnik. So I'm just gonna say it's Sputnik.
It crashes in the ocean just off the coast of Maine. And
oh my god, it's Maine! Hide, get down, protect your family, run, it's Maine.
Yeah, pretty much. Pennywise.
If you read any Stephen King's novel, you know Maine is not safe.
Like, this old fisherman's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then there's just this like giant robot, and he's all like, "Hi!"
Just evacuated my bowels.
So the next morning, our main protagonist, why this is his name, I'll never know. But his name is Hogarth.
Okay, what's wrong with the name Hogarth?
What's right with the name Hogarth? It sounds like, if you reworded a couple letters, it sounds like a school for witchcraft and wizardry.
Hog?
Yes. But he's apparently constantly like kidnapping animals and trying to raise them as pets.
He is. He kidnapped the raccoon and brought it in, and the mom has like PTSD from it.
So he tries to bring home a squirrel who runs up the pants of this dude named Dean.
And Dean releases the Kraken.
He does. He absolutely does. And the squirrel just kind of destroys everything, and there's no consequence to this. This never gets brought up again.
No, she just has to work later.
She just accepts it, and
I don't even think that's because of the squirrel.
So he's like, cool, I will definitely go to bed at 8 o'clock and not watch horror movies.
He watches like so stereotypical 50s sci-fi horror.
With the same type of acting and everything. It's incredible.
It's amazing. And I think the voice actor for the professor in that horror film is Christopher McDonald.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
So he hears something outside, or he sees flashing light. I can't remember which. And he goes to investigate, and sees a 50-foot tall robot eating metal.
It looks like Vin Diesel.
Yeah, it's definitely Groot. That's for sure.
He is Groot.
But the robot gets caught in these electrical wires. He's like, "Yo, I'm not gonna let you die." So he turns off the power. Then he climbs and like throws a rock down the thing.
Dude, that lever for the power station is fucking huge.
It's bigger than he is.
It's bigger, yeah. I don't think that's how levers actually are.
No, but he does save the robot and throws a rock down its throat. And he's like, "Oh, I'm awake now." And Hogarth's like, "I'm a go." But while he brought a BB gun with a flashlight on it. He dropped it, and the robot stepped on it. That'll come back later.
By the way, he like taped it to the bottom of the barrel, and I'm like, as soon as you shoot that, it's just gonna hit the top of the flashlight because this is back when the ends of flashlights were fucking enormous.
And it's around this time we're introduced to the obvious main antagonist of the film, Kent Mansley.
Voiced by your friend and our friend, Christopher McDonald, a.k.a. the Goose.
Where does the pollen go?
Mr. Goose.
Ask the Bucci.
All right, I figured it out, guys. You know how in Grease 2 we said that the Grease 2 is better if you think of it as a Shooter McGavin origin story, right?
Or a Spider-Man
Well, I'm
movie.
convinced Kent Mansley is actually Goose's father.
Could be. He very well could be, which means this is a weird universe with robots from Russia.
It's all tied.
And greasers singing songs about high school.
And then he becomes a golfer that gets beaten by Adam Sandler. This is a whole Christopher McDonald universe.
It's certainly something.
You guys think the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the most well-crafted universe in all of cinema? No. The Christopher McDonald universe is where it's at.
So he comes and he finds like all these bite marks and these destruction, and he's like, "What is going on here? I'm gonna find out."
I just want to point out, at the rate we're going, we're gonna eventually someone's gonna contact Christopher McDonald, and we're gonna get him on the show.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Then all he could do is say, "No."
That's probably what he was gonna say. Hey, you want to be on this podcast? No.
So Hogarth is befriending the robot, or the Iron Giant. You know, the title of the movie. He's befriending him, realizing that he's
training him like a dog.
Yeah, the thing is he's big, but he's very docile. He's harmless.
He really is.
But during that, or later on, Mansley shows up at Hogarth's house and wants to use the phone.
He's interrupting their macaroni and cheese dinner.
He is. Craft dinner.
That's all they're eating in that scene.
Yeah, they're having craft dinner.
They're having craft dinner. They are not eating Eric Roberts.
Unfortunately.
Gotta get that in.
Oh, God.
At least once an episode.
So he calls his superior, the general, and the general's like, "You're stupid. There's no way. Screw you," and hangs up the phone.
Now, leave me alone. I have to bother Frazier.
But Mansley found the BB gun, and he connects the dots and figures out this kid knows about this thing.
Yeah.
But
Mansley is just the definition of 50s paranoia.
He is. So
it's McCarthyism at its peak right now.
Well, Hogarth is keeping the giant somewhere. And starts bringing him magazines and comic books.
It's in his family's barn.
Is it in his barn? Okay.
It's in the barn.
So he compares him to Superman, but realizing he can't leave him there because Kent buys their room for rent.
I just want to point out, I appreciate the fact that the comic he has is Action Comics and not a Superman comic, because I don't think Superman in the 50s had a solo just Superman comic. I could be wrong on that. Please, if I'm wrong, sorry.
He first appeared in Action Comics #1, which was published in 1938. So there was probably a regular Superman comic line at that point.
You think so?
I'm gonna find out. I am going to find out here. When did the first issue of Superman come out?
It's probably going to give you Action Comics.
The Superman comic book started in 1939.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, there was definitely a Superman comic.
Yeah, but he was still doing it. They were still publishing Action Comics, so you know what? That's a good detail.
Yeah. Anywho, so he brings him to that guy Dean's place, who has this junkyard where the giant can eat and blend in and blah blah blah.
Does Dean live in the junkyard?
I assume so.
Well, I mean, he's in a robe in his pajamas.
He also gives
So
Hogarth.
does he work there, or does he own it?
He also gives Hogarth espresso, and he goes on a bit of a sugar rush.
Yeah, that was a big thing in the trailer.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It's in one scene, and that's it.
But it was all over the trailer.
So he's trying to go back to Dean's the next morning to check on the giant, and Mansley will not leave him alone.
Like that dude will not take a hint. Where you going, Slugger? Hey, sport.
And eventually, the mom convinces him, "Yo, let him go out with you." So they go to an ice cream parlor where Hogarth tricks Mansley into putting laxative in his milkshake.
He drugged him.
That was really funny. But and
Hogarth Cosby'd him.
Where Hogarth Huxtable.
Oh
man, that should be my new screen name. In the middle of this restaurant, Mansley is just going at this kid.
Like he psychologically is just broken with paranoia.
And he runs to take a dump, and then Hogarth's like...
But he says something that is very prolific, that's still very true to this day. We don't know what it is, so therefore we must assume the worst.
Pretty much.
God, that is so true, even today. That's really fucked up.
Hogarth books it, and he figures out that the giant is learning how to make art.
It's so undignified.
Yeah, so instead he uses them as a roller coaster, basically.
Well, when you have a giant robot,
and they're like,
I have nowhere else to go with that.
And Dean's like, well, we can't leave him here, so they go to the lake, where the giant basically causes a tsunami.
A literal tsunami. Hogarth ends up on top of a tree. Dean gets washed away along with a raccoon.
And just sitting in the middle of the road, like, yeah?
The dude never got out of his chair.
It was incredible. Yeah?
You know you're in the middle of a road.
But Mansley was hunting for them and found Hogarth's camera and sees...
In between shit breaks.
And yeah, exactly. And he goes through it and finds a picture of Hogarth with the giant. He interrogates Hogarth, gets the information he wants.
This scene is creepy.
He chloroforms the kid.
It's very... I'm sorry, guys, but it's very pedo vibes.
Yeah. So he calls the army.
Dude, he even says the government will make sure that he gets taken away from his mom. What the fuck?
Yeah, this is fucked up.
Our government, ladies and gentlemen.
So they basically have a battle of wills. And they both fall asleep, but Hogarth is able to outsmart him.
Yeah, because Hogarth gets up first, because, kids.
Mm-hmm. So the army shows up at the house, go to Dean's place, and Dean shows them the giant, but he did him up to look like a big piece of art. And
Very clever.
And the government's like, you know what, Mansley? Fuck you, you're fired.
Dude, because think about this. Like, the picture of Hogarth and the giant is not really anything that would think the giant's alive. It's just Hogarth and the giant's in the background.
Yeah.
So you could easily say, yeah, this picture's just the art. They just moved it into this building.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that was pretty clever.
So this is where we find out that the giant isn't entirely docile.
No, the giant was made to be a weapon.
So they're playing, and Hogarth has his toy gun, and he starts triggering it. And earlier in the film, because this is going to come back, the giant saw a deer get shot, and it fucked him up.
He just didn't understand.
And now he sees Hogarth playing with a toy gun, and it triggers a defense mechanism. It happens twice. Hogarth notices it the second time, and Dean's like, "Get out of here, go!" And so he starts like freaking out, like he's upset, and he runs away. And Dean figures out, "Oh crap! Wait." He sees
He
the gun.
reacted.
He reacted to the gun. It was self-defense. So the giant runs toward the outskirts, and these two kids see it and fall, and
Shoddy craftsmanship.
and they're about to die, but the giant saves them. And the people see them and see him, and they're like, "Oh, he's a good guy," and everyone's like happy, applauding.
Yeah, they're all just kind of amazed by him. It's a very peaceful thing.
He didn't try to hurt anybody. He just saved the kids, and Hogarth and Dean and the mother are there, and he's like, "I'm not a gun." But
All's well that ends well.
As the government was leaving, they see him, and they go ham.
Oh yeah. Well, because they're listening to this idiot Mansley, who is just the embodiment of 1950s paranoia McCarthyism. That's literally all his character is.
So the giant runs, and Dean's like, "Mansley, stop it! He's got the kid. He's got Hogarth." And he's like, "All right, I'll take care of it." Tells the general he killed a kid. He needs to be destroyed. Don't worry, I'll come back to bite him in the ass.
I mean, not really, because we'll get to it.
So the giant runs, jumps, gets knocked off a cliff, but figures out he can fly. He gets shot down with Hogarth in his arms. They crash. Hogarth's out, and the giant thinks he's dead.
And he's pissed.
He snaps.
The dent in his head just fixes itself.
His chest opens up. His arms turn to big laser cannons. He's got 3 lasers coming out of his head.
He's got Ghidorah heads, man.
And nothing can stop him.
Like, this thing is fucking badass.
So, Dean and the mother, what's the mother's name?
Annie.
Thank you. Dean and Annie grab Hogarth. Hogarth wakes up. He's like, "Where's the giant?" He's like, "Fuck the giant." Dean's like, "Fuck the giant. We gotta get you to the hospital." He's like, "No, we gotta save him." He gets out of the car and starts booking it toward him. And they're trying to convince the military, "Yo, don't attack him. He only reacts defensively. If you don't attack him, he will stop."
Well, before this, the military are realizing they can't stop this thing.
He's too powerful. They can't beat him.
So Mansley, in the infinite wisdom of paranoia, suggests they use a nuke.
And the general is actually considering it until he realizes, and he says, "My son's out there." He's like, "Huh? There's a kid."
Wait a minute. The boy's alive?
So Hogarth is able to calm down the giant. He transforms back into his normal state, and the general realizes he was only a threat because we attacked him, and he's not attacking us anymore. This is over.
Yeah.
And then Mansley pulls his best Larry David and fucks everything up. He grabs the radio and screams to launch the missile now.
Like, seriously, like, he sees the giant isn't doing anything. Why does he just...
The missile is locked on to the giant's position. Where's the giant, Mansley?
To be fair, though, where they were originally going to set the missile, they were still going to get wiped.
Yeah, well, yeah. But now a lot more innocent people are going to die. So the giant...
Dude, that whole town was going to get blown from the fucking fallout and the dust cloud.
The giant knows what he has to do, looks at Hogarth, and recites a line from early in the movie. "You stay, I go, no following." Now, bit of a side story.
Oh boy, here we go.
Last year was my 30th birthday, and me, Anthony, and my friend were on our way to an amusement park. And we start talking about the Iron Giant.
I don't even remember how it got brought up.
We just start talking about it. And because it was really early in the morning, I wasn't fully awake yet. So I said instead of saying "you stay, I go," I said "you go, I stay," and we made up this alternate reality where the giant grabs the kid, throws him into the missile,
Superman.
and then I actually found that video exists.
But here's the thing, though. We ran with it, though. Instead of Hogarth getting a piece of the giant at the end, the giant stays, gets raised by Annie and gets a piece of Hogarth.
It was. And this went on for like 30 minutes, and it was ridiculous. And the fact that
with 5 minutes of just nonstop laughing,
and the fact that there's a real video of this just validates my stupidity.
but I wish they would have taken it as far as we did.
They just
oh, giant! The general wanted you to have this.
It's Hogarth's ear, but since Hogarth's a human, he can't reform, so he just got this ear that's gonna rot away.
I love it. He picks Hogarth up. Hogarth is screaming, "What are you doing?" And the giant just says, "Superman, eat Hogarth
into a missile." Just throws the into a missile. But what really happens is the giant flies into space and closes his eyes, collides with the missile, and sacrifices himself to save everybody.
All right. You get teary-eyed when he says, "I go, you stay." The tears don't start falling until you hear Hogarth say, "You are who you choose to be," and he just says, "Superman."
Look, as much as I hate Superman, this is a nice scene.
I used to hate Superman too. I love Superman now. I love what he stands for.
I'm not a fan of the character.
That's all good, but this scene hits.
And
it's more of Superman than what freaking the DCU gave us.
That is a series we are never going to review. Sorry, not sorry.
Yes, they are terrible.
We might do some DC movies, but not the DCEU.
They're all bad. End of reviews.
I don't know. The Suicide Squad was pretty good.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad was good. The first Wonder Woman was good. Shazam was good.
Everything else is just...
Aquaman was fine.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
But it cuts to, I want to say, a few months later.
Gotta be a few months.
And there's a memorial.
I'd say it's spring. It's spring because it's the start of winter when this all goes down.
So there's a memorial of the giant that Dean made, and now Dean and Annie are in a relationship. So Dean is basically Hogarth's stepfather, or Hogarth's stepfather.
Yeah.
And the general sent him a package, and it was a gear from the giant. The giant, I didn't mention this, got hit by a train earlier in the movie, and he showed that he could reform himself. So the gear starts blinking and starts banging against the window. The giant's still alive, and he's putting himself back together.
Yep.
And you see that his head is in Iceland, but he opens his eyes and smiles. Cut to credits.
He's alive!
Never got a follow-up. Don't know what happens next, and we probably never will.
Probably.
But, yeah, that was... Whew.
One of the greatest animated kids' films ever.
The thing about it is, I wouldn't even call it a kids' film, because there's cursing in here. There's deep subject matter. There's a kid that gets chloroformed.
Yeah, this is a very deep movie. It's a very adult.
Yeah, they don't sugarcoat shit in this movie like they do in... Like, let's use Power Rangers as an example. You see death all the time, but they never say, "Oh, kill him." It's always like, "Destroy them." Or, like, instead of saying, "Oh, my brother's gone. My brother's died. My brother died, so my brother's gone." Using Big Hero 6 here. You get what I'm saying. They don't sugarcoat that.
Yeah, but I mean, old school Disney didn't shy away from that.
No, but they do now. But Iron Giant was like, "Oh, nope, you're gonna die. He'll kill us all." There's a Fallout.
Dude, there's literally a scene where the giant asks Hogarth if he'll die, and Hogarth's like, "I don't know. You're a robot."
But if you have a soul, your soul can't die. And
How
like
adult is that?
and you see this giant not just as a a big robot. You see him as Hogarth's friend
Yeah.
and something that this kid really cares about, almost like Ted.
Yeah.
That's a weird comparison because I'm saying, like, you can't help but see the giant as a person, as his friend,
Oh
not
yeah.
as some robot.
Yeah. As the film goes on, he is not a robot. You don't not see that as a robot.
But, like, say what you want about the Transformers, right? Even if they have characterization, you still see them as giant robots. The giant you feel is like is a person, someone you can connect to.
Yeah.
Because we all have that. We all have that, like, that dog we try to raise, or our sons, or a friend we're trying to help uplift. That's what the giant is for Hogarth. It's deep, deep shit.
Oh yeah. It's very well made, well directed.
It's gorgeously animated. But
Oh my god,
my,
absolutely. It.
my god, do I hate fucking Mansley.
Oh,
Um,
fuck Mansley.
I really wish the giant stepped on him. I just,
And you get no resolution with that. He just gets stopped, and he gets guns pointed at him. So did he get arrested? Like what happened? There's
I'm
no resolution to that.
pretty sure he got arrested and lost his position.
Oh,
But
he has to have.
yeah, because he sent them on this wild goose chase for something that was not a threat and almost fucking nuked the whole town just to kill a giant robot who did no harm.
Who did
Until
no
you
harm just
guys,
because they did he.
like, that thing wouldn't have hurt anybody if you just left it alone.
And I keep mentioning it, but this film does not shy away from the fact, like, no, the 50s were not all that great as Hollywood wants us to believe.
Oh
There was
no,
a lot of
no.
paranoia. We were on edge.
Oh yeah, and we probably still are today.
Absolutely, we are today. Like, this film still holds up. I say this film's gotten better with age.
Oh, this is a movie that you can appreciate, you can love as a kid. You appreciate it a lot more as an adult when you can actually understand the deeper themes and the deeper meanings to it.
Oh,
And this
absolutely.
is, I would almost say, an essential animated film. You have to
No,
watch it.
I wouldn't even say almost. This is an essential film.
It's it is outside of, like, Disney. What? Huh. I gotta think about this.
What?
If we take anime films out of the equation, this
Yeah.
is probably my favorite not animated, not Disney animated film.
I would have to agree with that. And it's my second favorite overall animated film.
It's in my top 5. I don't know if I'd say top 2, but it's up there for me.
Oh no, this is number 2. And that is very close. It is very close with Lion King, but I have to go with Lion King just because I have so much history with Lion King.
I think this would be my 4th if we're talking animated films. This would be 4. But I highly, highly suggest you watch the movie. I watched this movie for the first time in, I want to say, a decade, and
Damn.
god damn, I should watch this a lot more often.
Absolutely. Like I said when I picked it, I just recently watched it again in a while, and I'm like, I want to fucking talk about this.
Like, the guy who plays Hogarth, I don't know that he's really done much of anything, but
Which is a shame because the kid could act.
oh my god, he's Matt Stifler in American Pie.
Yeah, in American Pie 1 and 2.
I did not know that was Matt Stifler. That's really funny.
Yeah, he was also in the Country Bears movie.
Oh god.
Yeah, he's the brother of the bear kid.
It's not over. Bears.
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah, watch this movie if you haven't. Which I can't even say I'd be shocked if you haven't seen it because it's a very underappreciated movie.
It is. I mean, it's appreciated amongst the fans.
Now, he has the Iron Giant himself has made appearances in other things. I think he was in Ready Player One.
He was a big deal. He was a main selling point in Ready Player One.
Yeah, and I think they still make toys of him here and there.
Yeah, he was also in that Warner Brothers fighting game.
Was he in Multiverses?
He is.
Oh,
he was also in Space Jam 2.
Huh.
Like, people know the Iron Giant.
I would get it. I need to get an Iron Giant figure.
I would love another Iron Giant figure because we had toys of him. You had the You had the one that could transform into the weapon. I just had the plain giant.
Yeah, mine transformed. It was really neat. Yeah, there was a lot of merchandise for a movie that flopped, unfortunately.
There was.
And maybe it should get a theatrical re-release someday. I think that would be neat.
I would go to see it in theaters.
I would watch it for sure. Oh man. So let's do our next pick, Anthony. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Look, before you could even spell your name, I was conquering galaxies.
Fuck you.
Are you ready?
Fuck you.
Are you ready for Battlefield Earth?
You fuck. You fuck. Do you want us to get sued by Tom Cruise?
Oh, this is going to be amazing.
Do you want us to get sued by Tom Cruise?
Oh, man, I'm ready.
This is how we get sued by Tom Cruise. Is that even on PD's Flex?
Oh, I found the whole thing on YouTube.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, man.
It's on YouTube. I gotta watch that shit.
I've never seen it either. I just think this is going to be funny.
God, how are we going to avoid doing jokes that Nostalgia Critic already did?
We'll find a way. Oh,
you
man.
fuck. God damn it, alright.
Get ready for Battlefield Earth.
He's the monster.
All right, you man animals, stay tuned for Battlefield Earth. We'll see you guys next time.